Okay, let's jump in. We get a lot of fantasy settings sent our way, and week after week, it's usually the same kind of stuff. You get your high fantasy, your grimdark, your space
The
operas,
usual
the
suspects.
usual suspects, exactly.
Not correct.
But today we're stepping into something that what feels like it has dirt under its fingernails. A world called Black Candle.
It's a fascinating one. It really sets itself apart by, completely ditching the standard Tolkien lineup, the elves, the dwarves, all that, and replacing it with this really rich ecosystem of beast folk and bird folk.
Right, but I want to be clear here because I think some people hear beast folk and they immediately check out.
Hmm.
This is not a Saturday morning cartoon. It feels gritty. It feels almost anthropological.
That is the perfect word for it,
Yeah.
anthropological. The material we're looking at today, it outlines these distinct cultures with deep lore, specific linguistic roots, and mechanics that actually reinforce their whole identity.
So it's not just stats on a page.
Not at all. It's about how biology dictates culture. Like, if you have claws, how does that change your architecture?
Yeah.
If you're a natural scavenger, what does your economy look like? Black Candle actually tries to answer those questions.
So our mission for this deep dive is to get into what feel like the three main pillars of this society. The Kaitron, the Mask Loader, and the Ursar.
We have to talk about the monster.
Oh, we have to. The Ashway. Genuinely unsettling stuff. And then there's this campaign mystery called The Cult of the Empty Page that sort of ties it all together.
It's a lot, but it all connects. That's what makes the world feel so solid.
Okay, so let's start with the heavy hitters, the anchors of this world, the lion folk. Except in Black Candle, they're not just lion folk. They're the Pride Throne.
Exactly. And that right there, that's our first piece of really cool world building. The linguistics, they didn't just throw a bunch of apostrophes in to make it sound fantasy.
Right.
They built a real naming convention. So in this setting, the suffix "trun" is used for the feline races. It creates this cohesive cultural thread.
So it's like a family tree in the language itself?
Precisely. You have the Wintrun, who are the panther folk, very stealthy, solitary. You've got the Rajtrun, the tiger folk, more regal jungle hunters. And then you have the Pride Trun.
A lion folk.
And that "trun" suffix implies a shared lineage. It's an ancient way of saying those who stalk the land.
I love that. It feels so much older and more thought out. Now, the notes mentioned they almost called them Pride Heart,
They did, yeah.
but they switched to Pride Throne. Why do you think that was?
Well, Pride Heart sounds a little too romanticized, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It makes you think of a king on a throne, a heraldic crest. It's stationary.
Okay.
Pride Trun fits the vibe of Black Candle better. These are not kings ruling from a safe castle. They're nomadic warriors. They lead from the front.
That makes a huge difference for a player character, doesn't it? If you play a Pride Throne, you're not playing the brooding rogue in the corner of the tavern.
No, absolutely not. They're the daylight warriors of this world. If the Wintrun are the shadows, the Pride Trun are the sun. They're communal. They value honor. Not as some vague concept, but as a real survival tool. And they are the battlefield commanders. When a Pride Trun walks into a room, the whole dynamic shifts. Everyone knows they're there.
Which is the perfect setup to pivot to the complete, total opposite end of that spectrum. We go from noble daylight warriors to absolute chaos.
The Mask Loader.
The raccoon folk. And I have to say, looking through these mechanics, this might be my favorite thing in the whole setting.
They are just so dynamic. The name itself, Mask Loader, is a clever little nod to the scientific name for raccoons, Procyon loader.
Which means the washer.
Right. But in Black Candle, that name takes on this much grittier meaning. Outsiders will use mask as an insult, implying they're all thieves.
But they don't see it that way.
Not at all. They own it. They wear that name with pride. Their whole philosophy is summed up in one line. We don't steal, we reclaim.
It's not theft, it's just aggressive recycling.
I love it. It's a totally different view of property. If you have a shiny wrench just sitting there and a mask loader needs it for something, well, in their mind, they're just reclaiming its utility. The wrench wants to be used.
And what's really cool is how that translates into the game mechanics. They have this ability called Scavenger's Genius.
This is where the design just sings. It lets a player take a pile of literal junk, a bit of string, a bottle cap, a rusty nail, and cobble together a one-use invention. They call them things like a tinker boom or a lock biter.
A lock biter.
Imagine a set of thieves' tools made out of garbage. It'll open exactly one lock, and then it probably just falls apart.
Right.
Or jams. Or maybe explodes a little.
It's like that scene in every action movie where the hero hot wires a car with a paper clip and a piece of gum.
Exactly that. And a tinker boom works like a firebolt spell, but you throw it, it goes boom, and it's gone.
Yeah.
It just creates this play style that's so improvisational. They're not crafting heirlooms. They're hacking reality with duct tape.
And they have that trait, always got junk, where they just start the day with random stuff in their pockets.
Yep. You roll on a table.
Mm.
Could be a useless button, could be a shiny rock, could be a single smoke pellet. It reinforces that scavenger idea. You never know what a mask loader has on them. Half the time, they don't even know.
But it's not just random chaos, is it? There's a structure. We have to talk about the Nokwin.
The Nokwin, the
Yeah.
Night Hands. It's the Mask Loader Thieves Guild. But even calling it that feels a little small. They call themselves craftsmen of the unseen trade.
Ooh, that's so much cooler.
It gives them a real place in the world. They're not just back alley pickpockets. They are brokers of secrets. If you need something reclaimed, you go to the Nokwin. They organize all that chaos into profit.
Speaking of organized chaos, there's a monk archetype for them, the way of the no discipline.
This is just brilliant. A traditional monk is all about inner peace, balance, control.
Right.
The Maslaughter monk is, and I quote, panic that learned to juggle.
I laughed out loud when I read that. It's perfect. Panic that learned to juggle.
It's a fighting style based on pure improvisation.
Yeah.
They don't have a stance. They have a reaction. They're using the environment, throwing a chair, tripping over a rug to dodge an attack. It's the drunken master, but fueled by anxiety and junk.
It's such a vivid image. Oh, and we can't leave them without mentioning their cousins, the Rufus Loader.
The red panda folk.
Yeah.
So if the mask loader are the savvy urban rogues, the Rufus loader are their rural pyromaniac cousins.
Wait, pyromaniac?
The notes describe them as running these traveling fire festivals. They deal in fireworks, black powder, all that stuff. And there's a great dynamic where they and the mask loader bicker all the time, like city folk versus country folk.
Mm-hmm.
But the rule is absolute. No one beats up my cousin but me.
Yeah, that family loyalty, it grounds them. It
Yeah.
stops them from just being annoying tricksters and turns them into a real community. Okay, so we have noble lions, chaotic raccoons. Now we need the pillars, the heavyweights, the Ursar.
The bear folk. And heavyweights is definitely the right word. We're talking 7 to 8 foot tall beings. They are the spiritual and physical pillars of the world of Black Candle.
What I found really interesting is the variety. Usually you just get bear folk and they're all, big brown bears.
Right. Generic bear, #1. But here, the biology actually dictates their culture. So you've got your brown and black Ursar as the classic warriors, the Stormwalkers. Then you have the panda Ursar, who lean more into that monk philosopher archetype.
But the one that really got me was the koala subtype.
Ah, yes. The eucalyptus guard.
That name is amazing. It sounds like a joke, but then you read the description and it is absolutely not a joke.
It completely subverts your expectations, doesn't it? You hear koala and think, cute and sleepy. But in Black Candle, they are terrifyingly deceptive. They're slow, yes, but they have this incredible grip strength and infinite patience. The line in the notes is just perfect. The eucalyptus guard doesn't march. They wait.
That is genuinely chilling. It's like they turned the drop bear meme into a serious fantasy threat.
And that's exactly what they are. They're ambush predators, guardians. You don't get into a foot race with them. You get into a grapple with them, and you are going to lose that fight.
And their mechanics seem designed to make them just unkillable.
Well, they have Ursing resilience, which lets them drop to 1 hit point instead of 0 once a day. It's a classic ability, but it fits the flavor so well. It's that moment where the big guy finally goes down, and you just hear a low growl as he gets back up.
Terrifying for a game master.
Oh, absolutely. And they also get Bear's Embrace, which is advantage on grappling checks. It just reinforces that role as the ultimate protector, or the ultimate crusher.
So we have this really vibrant ecosystem, but Black Candle isn't just about who lives there. It's about what threatens them.
Wow.
And this monster, the Ashwhite, this is some heavy stuff.
It is. This is a real tone shift.
Mhm.
We go from the fun of the mask loaders, junk bombs to genuine horror. Because an Ashwhite isn't just a fire skeleton. The origin is so specific. They are undead, born from intentional, hateful fire.
So not a lightning strike, not a forest fire.
No.
Yeah.
We're talking arson, executions, war crimes, a pyre built for a witch burning. The Ashwhite is the literal embodiment of the victim's rage and the perpetrator's hate. It's trauma given physical form.
The visuals are haunting. The cracked coal-black skin, the embers glowing inside, and the smoke that whispers.
That detail about the smoke is what sells it for me. It whispers the names of the people who lit the fire. It's a monster driven purely by vengeance, and they leave these scorched handprints on everything they touch.
They travel in groups, right? A cinder.
A cinder, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually 3 to 6 of them. And mechanically, they're a tactical nightmare because of an ability called Kindled Fury.
What does that do?
Basically, they get stronger and hotter the closer they are to each other. It forces players into this really tough choice. Normally, you want to group enemies together for a big area of effect spell, right?
Right, you cluster them.
But if you cluster a Cinder of Ashwites, their damage just skyrockets. You actually have to break them up, separate them to weaken them. It turns the whole fight into a positioning puzzle.
And what's the Ashen Shroud?
They can release this blinding cloud of embers. So now you're in the dark, you're choking, you're taking fire damage, and the smoke is whispering your name. It's just awful.
But the real gut punch is the lore hook, the societal impact.
That no one cremates their dead.
Exactly. In a world where hate fire creates monsters, cremation is a huge risk. You don't want to accidentally create an Ashwite because someone held a grudge at the funeral.
It creates this deep cultural taboo. The tagline in the notes is perfect. The dead don't rest where fire spoke hate. It connects the monster right to the morality of the world.
Okay, so we've got the races, the monster, now we need the story, the big campaign hook. And it all seems to circle around this one figure, Midnight Jack.
Or Midnight Jacklauder. Yeah, this is the ultimate myth of the setting. It's the central mystery you'd want to solve.
And it seems like every single race has a different story about him. It's a total Rashomon effect.
It is. The Nokwen the Masklorder Thieves Guild, they claim he was their founder. The ultimate trickster god, a Robin Hood figure.
But the Raptari disagree. We haven't really touched on them.
They're the raptor bird folk eagles, hawks, the sky knights of the world. And they want Midnight Jack's head.
Why? What's their version?
Their legend, and this is the really juicy part, is that Midnight Jack wasn't a raccoon at all. He might have been one of them, a Raptari, who betrayed the skies to walk among shadows.
Oh, wow, I love that. The fallen angel archetype.
It creates this incredible tension. Was he a traitor? Or did he see some kind of truth up in the clouds that made him put on the mask and go underground?
And this all ties into the cult of the empty page.
Yes. That's the main quest, really. There's this rumor of a forgotten ledger. The Nokwen are desperately searching for it. It's supposed to contain every secret ever bought or sold.
And the Ursar monks have their own version, right? The blank scroll.
They do. They search for a legendary blank scroll. And the implication is maybe they're the same thing. Or maybe the ultimate truth is that there are no secrets, just an empty page.
So the whole campaign is this search for truth. You have the Maskloader who hide it, the Raptari who enforce their version of it, and the Ashwites who are the burning evidence of truths people tried to destroy.
And right in the middle of it all is Midnight Jack. Is he a person? A title? A movement? That's the question.
So if you're going to run a game in this world, it's all about perspective.
Absolutely. A Pride Friend sees a world of honor and duty. A Masklorder sees a world of reclaimable parts and hidden paths. And Ursar sees themselves as the rock that the stream has to flow around.
And if you see an Ashwite, you run.
You definitely run, or you bring a lot of water. It just goes to show how much flavor you can get when you move past the standard elves and orcs. A raccoon with a homemade bomb and a philosophical bear can tell just as good a story.
Maybe even a better one, because you don't have all that baggage. You get to discover what a Maskloader is right at the table.
That's the real joy of it. And realizing that even the smallest piece, that bottle cap in the raccoon's pocket, might be the thing that saves the world.
Okay, here's a final thought for you to mull over, based on that Midnight Jack lore. If the Raptarians are right, and Jack was one of them, a creature of the open sky, of honor, what kind of truth did he find that was so heavy it made him land, put on a mask, and choose to live in the shadows forever?
That right there. That's the campaign.
Thanks for diving deep into Black Candle with us. Go out there and reclaim some fun in your own games. We'll see you next time.